If you're a baseball fan, what a day you've had, especially if you didn't have to go to work. You could watch 4 postseason games in one day, culminating with this one. Game 1 between the Dodgers and the Mets in the NLDS. Lucas Duda leading it off against Clayton Kershaw. We are in the 7th in a 1-0 game. Only 4 hits for New York, but 1 swing has made the difference so far. Daniel Murphy's solo home run. Not totally unexpected tonight, has it been, fellas? A 1-0 game as we go to the 7th.
Kershaw's careful there on the 2-0 pitch with the slider.
I'd let him swing 3-0.
Taking 3-1. He started to first.
Wright, who's been arguing all night, still arguing on Duda's behalf. On our pitch tracks, that ball's down.
A leadoff walk in the 7th, drawn by Duda. Here's Michael Kadire. Runner at first, nobody out. He takes a strike, 0-1.
Yeah, I can't remember any pitcher that does exactly the same, but there are some that actually push out and short arm the ball, which gives the perception of the ball getting on you faster. It's messing with your timing.
Breaking pitch. Missed outside, a ball and a strike.
Tim Tuffle, the third base coach, giving the signs to Kadire. You don't have a lot of speed at first. You don't have a lot of speed on this Mets team.
I think most of those are just decoys right now.
On the ground toward third. Turner's going to have one play, and that's to first, 1 down. Addison Reed loosening in the Mets bullpen. Jacob deGrom is in the on-deck circle. Tejada, a strikeout victim in his first 2 trips, takes a strike, 0-1. Terry Collins Mets with a 1-0 lead, trying to add on here in the 7th against Kershaw.
You're in a strange predicament here. You can't pinch run for Lucas Duda. He's your best fielding first baseman. You can't pinch hit for Ruben Tejada. He's your best shortstop. Michael Kadire, who just made an out at first base, he's probably going to be replaced in the outfield as you start to get your defensive team out on the ball field.
Kershaw with a bluff back to second. Nobody covering, but Duda back in on his stomach. The 0-2 stayed alive.
You know, you have a hard decision to make. But you see Baez up for the Los Angeles Dodgers with deGrom on deck. I think for the Mets, if they think they're going to win this series, if they're going to push themselves further on in the postseason, they're going to have to ask these young pitchers to go further and further than they have all season.
So you think there's a good chance he hits this inning?
Yes, especially if Tejada gets on, then he can bunt.
1 ball, 2 strikes to the Mets shortstop.
There's that backdoor slider, trying to bring it back just to the edge. It stayed off the plate. Good call.
Kershaw now at the century mark. Here comes pitch number 101. And that missed. 2-2. 2009, Kershaw got roughed up by the Philadelphia Phillies, and before his next start taught himself in the bullpen at Wrigley Field how to throw a slider. A.J. Ellis says it's what took him from good pitcher to great pitcher. 3 Cy Youngs later, who's going to argue? Duda with the lead at second. The 2-2. Missed again, and the count full.
Kershaw trying to go for the punch out, pitching around the periphery of the strike zone, but Tejada not biting.
I got to believe this is one of those sliders.
Grounded foul right over the head of Tim Tuffle, who's outside the third base coaching box, about halfway to the plate.
Well, the third base coaches will get that close because in a big situation or any situation with a guy in second, they're trying to get as far down so they can get a read on whether they want to send the runner home on a base hit.
Yeah, it's to delay their decision until they see if he comes up with the ball. He's definitely going to be the eyes for the runner on second.
The 3-2. Upstairs, ball 4, 2 on.
So you're pretty certain he's going to sack bunt here, huh?
Well, he is a good hitter, and we gave you the number against left-handed pitching, but this isn't any just left-handed pitcher. You're trying to add on some runs. You've got to push these runners to second and third with a bunt.
Looks like Turner's expecting it, but Agon is back behind at first base.
He squares and takes 1-0.
Adrian Gonzalez now creeps in for the grass.
Now with his pitchers in the regular season, because they're all good hitters and good athletes, a lot of runs batted in. When they've got ahead in the count, occasionally Collins lets him swing the bat. I think he should be bunting here.
He lays it down. Turner will make the play and throw him out. Perfect bunt by DeGrom, and they're at second and third. Who's 2 out of 3 and hit an absolute bullet his last time right up the middle. And as you saw, the one Mets starter not to strike out tonight against Clayton Kershaw. Huge moment here. Runners at second and third.
There's that fastball in the first pitch again. This time he was playing possum. He swung at it.
I told you before, to end the regular season, 72 straight plate appearances without swinging at the first pitch. He's done it twice in this game.
Ball and a strike. And very important too with A.J. Ellis back there with a runner at third to knock everything down. Kept that in front with Duda at third and Tejada at second. Kershaw a strike away from getting out of a major trouble spot here in the seventh. Dodgers with 3 fielders on the right side. Only Seager on the left side of the infield against Granderson. 2-2.
He hadn't been at 95 until the last two pitches. Reached back for a little extra, try to make it right on the outside corner.
Kershaw from Dallas, Texas, trying to play a little country hardball.
Full count, 3-2.
Curtis Granderson is really picking up the ball well. Didn't flinch on that breaking ball.
And I think with first base open in this kind of ball game where the Dodgers are trailing by 1 with Wright up, and he's pitched pretty well against Wright, don't expect a fastball if you're Granderson. Might not be coming.
Here comes the 3-2. Stays alive.
Granderson got a hit on the curveball. He jammed it into left center field and then hit a bullet on a fastball up the middle.
Kershaw has walked a couple here in the 7th. This will be his 25th pitch. Ball 4, they are loaded. And Kershaw wanted that desperately. 6 2/3 for Clayton Kershaw. The runners on base, and they're loaded. All belong to him as Pedro Baez comes on to try to pitch out of it.
I personally was surprised that he was taken out. Right-handed hitters were 0 for 13 against Kershaw tonight, but he might have to come back in game 4 on 3 days rest. Maybe that's why he made the decision. Baez, you look at his numbers, only 11 walks, 60 strikeouts in 51 innings. Baez throws 100 mile an hour at time with a good forkball and slider.
There you see the runners. David Wright at the plate. Wright, the only Met who was here in 2006. Last time they were in the playoffs, and they swept the Dodgers 3-0 in the NLDS.
And I don't believe Wright has ever faced Baez. Advantage to the pitcher.
You see the pitch arsenal with our Chevrolet pitch tracks. No place to put David Wright. With a Met on every base and 2 out here in the 7th in a 1-0 game, and that's inside. 2 balls and no strikes.
First batters faced this season by Baez is only Achilles heel. 320.
Davis had a chance to see 2 fastballs, both for balls. I'm sure he'll be laying for a fastball right here.
He's walked tonight. He's struck out twice. He hits with the bases loaded. In the air, down the line and right, but foul.
There's your 100 mile an hour.
Bearded J.P. Howell, the veteran left-hander, in the Dodger pen. Huge opportunity here in the 7th for the New York Mets to build on a 1-0 lead. Take advantage of 3 walks by Clayton Kershaw, whose night is over after 6 2/3. Baez to right. Missed again, 3-1.
You know, we always talk about the starting pitchers coming into this game and the nerves that you have to battle. How about this young man coming into this situation? Never probably pictured that he'd be coming in with the bases loaded.
Put yourself in David Wright's shoes, Cal.
You want to get a pitch. He laid off the first 2. Wants to make sure it's out over the plate where his strengths are.
Fouled back. 3-2.
Good pitch by Baez.
Got a little anxious there and chased the ball in the inside part.
It was pretty gutsy to throw a strike there with some good sinking action.
So you got a 1-0 game. You're in the 7th. You got towels waving. You got the bases loaded and 2 outs and a full count. Runners will be on the move. Line drive up the middle, base hit. Tejada's going to score. 2-run score for the Mets. And David Wright, the captain, comes up big here in the 7th. It's a 3-0 game. The New York Mets with a 3-0 lead now, and runners at the corners for Cespedes. There's a strike from Baez, 0-1. Last year in the NLDS against the Cardinals, the Dodgers allowed 13 runs in the 7th inning of that series. They've allowed 2 big ones here in the 7th of Game 1 against the Mets. Oh, and 2.
Ellis coming out in front of the plate to let his defense know if David Wright at first base takes off and tries a little college play, 1st and 3rd, what they're going to do with the ball, whether they throw it through or not.
Curtis Granderson, the runner, at 3rd. David Wright at 1st after a huge 2-out knock. There goes Wright. Cespedes cuts right through it. That'll do it for the Mets in their half of the 7th, but they add to the lead. David Wright, bases loaded single, 3-0 Mets.